2 days ago, I was having a panic attack in the bed right behind me. I was sitting there scrolling on my phone, just literally brain rotting, not because I wanted to watch content, but because I was so stressed. I just wanted anything as a distraction. As I'm sitting there scrolling, the thought of getting up and doing anything literally horrified me, and it was keeping me literally stuck. I felt like I was being held down in my bed. This was so unbelievably bad that I had to get up, and today I did my research and I figured out every way possible to stop overthinking. Overthinking will literally paralyze you and stop you from living your life. So I want to give you my 5 best tips that I learned and that actually helped me. I mean, even before I'm making this video right now, I was thinking like, should I make this video? Is it worth it? I don't know if it's going to get a lot of views, all this. And I decided to just quiet the noises in my brain and do it, which actually takes me to the first tip, which is simply just slowing down your mind. The reason that you overthink and the reason I was overthinking is because I have so many thoughts going through my head. When in reality, if you sit there and you take a few deep breaths, you can actually bring yourself back into the moment. And another issue that I've had, especially in recent times, is whenever I feel really anxious, I drink caffeine because for some reason it makes me focus for a little bit. It's like a proven thing that caffeine makes you focus. So I take it, I'll drink whatever caffeine I have around me, I'll focus for a little bit, but then as soon as the caffeine wears off, I have this crash that makes it so much worse. So to actually slow down your mind, the first step that I highly recommend to anybody who overthinks, you can do a few things. Number one, I would say, and you can actually do this when you watch a video like this, is just work on breath work. So breathe in, breathe out, just slowly. Just take a deep breath. And it's really cliche to say that, but it actually works. Also, after doing research, I literally found that caffeine causes anxiety and acne more than a lot of things. So the thing I was using to try to help this was making it a lot worse. So try to avoid stimulants like caffeine or maybe even other stimulants. I don't know if you guys do drugs or something. I'm not sure. Anything that stimulates your brain too much might give you more anxiety and overthinking. So just avoid those things. Secondly, something that helped me so much, and I think anybody who overthinks or has any anxiety, this might like legitimately change your life, but you need to fear inaction more than you fear failure. Because if you want to do something perfect, it can limit you from doing it at all. So doing something is better than doing nothing. And in reality, a lot of times you think that by being a perfectionist, it's a good thing, when in reality, that's just not the case. Being a perfectionist for a lot of people who overthink specifically, like myself, it just causes things not to happen. You just aren't going to do it. So instead of fearing overthinking, look at failure as a good thing. Because the more failures you have, the closer you get to actually being where you want to be. And that's something I struggled with so much, especially even like right now. The other day when I was sitting in my bed on my phone, I wanted to get up and make videos, and I wanted to make a video like this, but I was overthinking it. And in fact, I wasn't even going to make a video like this. I was going to make something completely different, probably about like some girl story or something, because that's what really gets views and you guys like to see. But for this, I decided I wasn't going to do that. I'm just going to talk about something that I'm dealing with in the moment right now, and that's inaction. So I thought the best way to do that would be to get up and make a video, not knowing whether or not it's going to do well, just completely taking a risk. And I'm honestly glad that I'm here, because this advice that I'm giving you right now, I'm going to use myself after this video. A good quote that I found about this is that you should fear the pain of missed opportunities more than the fear of trying. Because if you miss an opportunity because you were too scared to try, in my opinion, that's worse than trying and failing, because you don't know if it would have worked out for you. And yeah, if you guys have any comments, just leave them below, because I think this comment section could be very positive and help anybody who struggles with this. My most viral video on this YouTube channel is a video that I made. It has like 1.4 million views. It was about my first ever school fight that I had, and it's doing really well. This is when I had no knowledge, like I didn't know anything about YouTube, and I still made it. Didn't put any like thought into it. I was like, I just need to make this video, and it's the most success that I've seen. So just do things. You don't know what the outcome is going to be, and that's why it's so much more important to do rather than to overthink and not do. Step number 3, and this helped me so much, and it's actually the only reason I'm making this video. You need to get really good at sucking. Okay, wait, that just sounded, you need to get really good at failing, okay? So me making this video right now, it's not an idea that I know is going to do well. I genuinely don't. I'm only making it because I think I struggle with this problem, and I know there's some other people who do. And if I can help a few people with this, I think that's more worth a viral video at this point right now. So if you allow yourself to fail, allow yourself to be bad, the more failures that you have, the closer that you actually get to your goals. And I've seen this so much with my social media. If I tried to make every video perfect, I wouldn't even be here right now. And a lot of times the people who do try to make every video perfect that I know end up falling off because they're too scared to try. And me, I'm always trying new things. I'm always trying to make it work. And that's not to say that you should just not put thought into the things that you do. You definitely should. You should put thought, but don't put too much thought. And there's a really good example that I have is this brand that I started called Simpletics. It's like a hair care product brand. And I started it, and now we're number 3 most sold for this product on Amazon, which is crazy. And I'll tell you right now, this product was not perfect when I started. I had a lot of issues. I've wasted a lot of money. I actually bought like $40,000 worth of stock of a product that I didn't end up selling because it wasn't to my standard. But I'm still glad that I did that because I learned my lesson. I understand now not to make dumb purchases, but also I now have a business that will probably last the rest of my life, and I can even make content about in the future. If I hadn't made the mistake of spending $40,000 on a product I wasn't going to use, I wouldn't have probably started this business the way that I did. I probably wouldn't even be where I am or be number 3 on Amazon right now. Like, everything kind of seems to happen for a reason. And I think the most important thing is just really focusing on at least doing something that you would be happy with if it worked out. So I always ask myself the question, like, if I did this really well, would I be happy with that? For example, I was thinking about making this content where I do a ton of challenge type videos. Like, I tried this for 30 days. I tried doing push-ups for 30 days, whatever. And I realized, like, I'm down to do that. But even if those videos went well for me, let's say they do really well, I don't even know if that's the game I want to be playing. Like, I don't know if I'd be happy with that. And I'm sure right now in your life, you probably have many things that you are scared of doing. And simply you being scared of doing these things is holding you back more than anything else. So whether it's talking to a girl, trying out for a sport, it doesn't matter. If you do it and you're happy if you succeed, that's all that matters. And I think it's even worse, like I said, to miss an opportunity than to not try at all. And also that's why I'm here in Miami right now. I'm in an apartment. I moved out of Virginia, my hometown. And I don't regret it at all, even though I'm spending a ton of money to live here and it's overpriced. And there's a lot of negatives. There's also the positives, and I'm learning a lot. The next thing that I cannot stress enough is prioritizing action over the result. So with social media or just anything in life, honestly, a lot of you probably deal with thinking too far into the future. You think about, like, what's going to happen when I graduate high school? What's going to happen when I graduate college? What's that next thing? You're always thinking about the next thing, and this will cause you to overthink so much. What you need to do is try to enjoy the process, and the best way to do that is to set specific goals for a process. So if I have an essay that I had to do in high school, and instead of kind of thinking about, okay, how can I make this paragraph perfect? How can I make this entire essay get an A? Just set yourself a writing goal of, like, I want to write 100 words. Now, when you set yourself specific goals like this, like, I want to write 100 words, usually in your head you think, like, okay, I'm going to write 100 words and then be done. But that's not usually how it goes. What usually will happen when you set yourself process-based goals, you actually start and then you realize that you stopped thinking about your thoughts. You're actually in the moment just doing whatever the thing is that you need to do. And in the process of doing it, you actually usually outdo your goal. So if I want to sit down and record a video, sometimes I'll record 1, 2, 3 videos in one sitting when I was overthinking even doing the first one in the first place. So set yourself process-based goals. And yes, the results that you get from whatever you do matter. If you get good grades in school, that's what you should be focused on. But the issue is that when you think too far in the future, what ends up happening is you literally forget the process, and the process is what gets you to that future. So in reality, you think that it might help. You think, like, oh, I care so much. I'm such a perfectionist. But no, that's just our ego getting ahead of us. In reality, what you're doing is you're procrastinating, and you're giving yourself justification not to do things that you need to do, not to sit down and do the work that you're supposed to do, not to do the essay that you have. Or for me, making this video, I didn't want to do it, but I decided I was going to set my camera up, hold this mic in my hand, and just start talking, and hopefully something good happens. And to me, I think even making this and talking about this out loud, because I don't really talk to that many people, you guys are the only people I'm really talking to about this. It's helped me so much because now I'm realizing, like, oh my gosh, I need to practice what I preach and do what I'm saying right now. A really good example from my personal life, and I know I relate most of the things I talk about to content, but it is really the main thing I think about. When I do more videos and when I actually just post more rather than perfecting each video, I actually end up making more viral videos. So if I were to post 100 videos in a month versus like 10 videos, no matter how little effort I put into those 100 videos, no matter how much easier it is or how little thought I put into it, I'm going to end up at the end of the month with more viral videos. And the reason that's the case is because output is what matters. And the thing is, people usually overthink, and your overthinking causes your inputs, the things that you're doing to get towards a goal, to be worse. Your inputs are worse when you overthink. The only content I make that usually ends up doing really well is the content that I don't put much thought into. It's just a part of the process. Like, I'm going to record a YouTube video today. I'm going to record TikToks today. I'm going to do this. I don't think about like, what's the video going to be, all this, all that. I mean, you guys get the point. Now, my biggest problem, and I think you guys can relate to this so much, but it's usually when I think about everything as a whole rather than breaking it down. So when I look at tasks as one big massive task, it never ends up happening. It's only when I break it down that it works. So the best thing to actually get into doing this is building yourself momentum. And for me, the best way to do this, it can literally be something as simple as cleaning your room. The other day I sat here, I cleaned my room, and then I was like, that felt really good. Let me organize my business stuff. So I made a spreadsheet. I sorted out all my numbers, everything like that. That went well too. So I decided, okay, maybe I'll make videos too. And then it starts this like momentum snowball of everything just going your way, only because you started the very small thing and gave yourself momentum. So momentum is going to be probably the most important thing that you can build for yourself. It's the most important thing that I've talked about in this video thus far. And it's literally the key factor to overthinking and fixing it. Once again, I'll relate it straight back to this video. I didn't want to make this video. The only reason that I'm here right now is I took the time. I decided, okay, maybe I'm not going to record this, but I'm going to set up my camera. I'm going to get my microphone, and I'm just going to look at the camera and maybe start. And by me simply doing those easy tasks, I'm now doing this, and I've pretty much finished the video. This video was different. It's not the normal video, but I really hoped it helped. This is honestly just personal advice from me to you.